So first of all, welcome everybody to the stream. We should be live. Decks ready to play. I've got to craft a few cards. I have just enough credits. I already calculated it. But basically, my name is Nothing But Bangers, aka MBB, aka Bangers. I go by a lot of names, but including Snoop Dogg. That's been the most popular nickname in Discords. People see my profile picture and they're like, "Oh, it's Snoop Dogg," and I'm like, "Oh, word." You know, all right, for shizzle. But I like to play this new card game that it will be globally released by the end of the month, called Pokemon Pocket. I like trading card games. I've been playing them for many, many years. Very big part of my life. So I'm glad to be able to kind of jump back in to some of the newer games that we've seen over the past few years, including some of the newer mobile clients. Today, the big focus is going to be playing a couple of decks. One that is on the screen, it's right above me. Hey, deck. But it's some spicy brews from this past weekend. And basically, there are tournaments that are being ran by community members. And it's a pretty big tournament in comparison to, you know, some people's local card game stores. Like some people's locals only get like 12, 24 people. This tournament had over 60 people and a wait list. And it is worth noting that there is a sign up for the tournament right now if you want to check that out. I don't want to get too far into like promoing and everything because I know that's a whole thing. I'm not trying to get into the middle of anything, but I do think that it's definitely worth checking out and at least following the content in terms of what decks are performing well. If you haven't seen some of my other content, I do make content that covers like the top 8 decks from those tournaments, so you can kind of check that out. And today's content, like I mentioned in the beginning, is going to be more focused on a couple of the spicy decks that we saw, and then we'll probably call it a day. So hope you guys enjoy it. I'm looking forward to checking out chat and kind of, you know, interacting with you guys, and hopefully I don't play like dog water. So that'll be the big thing, because I actually haven't played any of these deck lists, so this will be new for me too. But let's get the show started. Let's go ahead and start by crafting the cards that I'm going to need. And let's go. Let's get the show started. Would like to get to level 20 today. All right, so I know that I need, I believe it's a Weeping Bell. Let me double check my spreadsheet so I don't spend, because I have just enough credits to craft what I need to craft. So let me make sure that I get this right. Okay, so I need Weeping Bell and Execute. Weeping Bell, Execute, Kabuto, and Kabutops. Don't laugh at me, okay? Yes, I'm actually crafting a freaking Execute. Alright, so crafting one of these, and then just to make sure, should be Weeping Bell next. Where's Weeping Bell at? All right, here we go. And then the next two that I need to craft, which again, it's pretty cool that I have just enough pack credits, dude. Like, because I pretty much have almost every deck that I would want to make content for, so that feels nice. All right, so yeah, Kabuto. And then we will get Kabutops next. Dude, I hate the scrolling mechanism on this part of the app. Like that, this is definitely one thing that could be optimized better. And then my last 150 for the single Kabutops. All right, here we go. So that should be everything I need. And then we will be able to get into some of these games. All right, so let's exit out of this. Let's go to the deck builder. Yeah, it's really weird how like you're exactly right. There's a fast scroll on like when you're building a deck and stuff, but for whatever reason it's not on that page. Dude, I just crafted a freaking execute. Can you believe that? Okay, so let me start off by saying there's Hat, the person who created this deck and went ahead and topped with it. They actually recommend that I change something in the deck list, but I want to play a few games with the original deck list first, and then we will switch to the fixed version. It's only a 1-card change. I have the graphic ready to go. But really quickly, let's talk about this deck before we get into the game. So the idea of this deck is that you're going to have Victory Bell to be able to trap basic Pokemons into the active spot, and Victory Bell's ability allows you to select a basic Pokemon that's on your opponent's bench and bring it into the active spot. These attacks are also very cheap, so when you take a look at cards like Execute that evolve into Executor, both of the Executors are going to have 1 energy attack. So this deck doesn't mind going first because it'll be able to evolve and immediately start putting pressure on your opponent's Pikachu EX, for example, or X, okay, whatever you want to call it. So it's a very tempo-oriented deck in some cases, but it also has a very strong mid to late game because of Victory Bell. There's 1 potion, there's double Erica to extend the life of your Pokemon. There's 1 Sabrina, and then there's 2 Pokeball, 2 Research, 2 X Speed. The X Speeds will come up because the retreat cost for all of these Pokemon once they're evolved is pretty heavy. So that will come up. There's no Giovanni, there's no red card. So those are a couple of cards that, you know, are pretty interesting to not have, but I think it's just a space issue. Then when you get into the actual matchups, this deck has a really good matchup with a lot of the aggro decks. So we'll see how this plays out. But again, I'm really excited to show you guys this deck just in case you haven't seen it before, just in case you weren't able to watch in the tournament. So let's get into some games. By the way, again, I haven't played this deck with this list, so excuse any misplays, okay? Hat, I apologize in advance. I apologize in advance. All right, here we go. I love this white screen, how long it takes sometimes. It's just like, oh, man. All right, so it looks like we're going second. So let's see what we open. By the way, we're going into water, so we could actually get donked first turn because we only have 1 basic. So donk is definitely possible right here with a Misty high roll. Something to keep in mind. I think Kabutops needs more HP. Being 140 means he gets one shot or Giovanni by a lot of things. For being a max evolved Pokemon, I think he deserves to take 1 big hit. Yeah. All right, so my opponent's got a lot going on. Obviously, this is a matchup where red card would be great because red card is going to be able to disrupt their evolution unless, you know, you just never play it because they have such a small hand. But we're going to immediately be able to put some pressure on Staryu. Let's go ahead and hold on to the research because it's not going to go ahead and extend. It's not going to advance our game state, right? Like, all we're going to do is draw more basics or just draw more cards that we can't play. So I would rather hold on to it. If I get red carded here, I still have double Professor Research in my deck. And then also, you know, next turn, I'll be able to research and evolve in the same turn. All right, here we go. So switching in. So they're just foregoing. Interesting. So they're just foregoing the Articuno altogether. No evolve on their end. So that's also something to keep an eye on. By them not evolving, that kind of lets us know that their hand isn't full of like Wartortle. Maybe they have the Blastoise. You could make the argument that I could Sabrina there. But I am not doing that as of now. So Pokeball probably their draw for turn. Pokeball probably their draw for turn there. Right. Still no Wartortle on their end. Pokeball seems like it fetched another Articuno. So my Pokeball is actually dead. But we're going to be able to go ahead and speed up this gameplay here. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and retreat. And we're going to start putting pressure on these basics. And again, because I can choose, I'm able to snipe. I'm able to basically set them back 2 turns of energy retreat. So even though I wasted an energy having to retreat, I'm actually now ahead in the game by 1 energy. So they're going to need Misty. Now, if they drew War Turtle, it's dead. If they drew Blastoise, it's dead. I'm not going to be able to snipe and finish off that Staryu. But now I can pull back in that Articuno and start chipping away at it. Or I can just pull out the Squirtle here. 160 HP would be nice. Yeah, it'd be pretty thick. So we're just going to go ahead and... So the reason why we're putting the energy on the Weeping Bell is so that way we have the ability to go ahead and basically knock out a lot of Pokemon with a high roll of heads. But also because all my Executor attacks cost 1 energy and my Victory Bell attacks are going to cost 2 energy. So basically that means now I can attack with 3 different Pokemon next turn if I need to. So they can put 40 damage or probably, yeah, this is just game. Yeah. So, a very impressive start with this deck to go ahead and start off. So we'll just go ahead and attach an energy and then we'll just go ahead and win the game here. So, no Executor. And again, like one of the most fascinating parts about this deck is that you are able to go ahead and play multiple Executors. So like technically you could play double Executor EX and double Executor non-EX. So pretty fascinating there. But you know, pretty cool stuff there. Yeah, that was about as good as the game can go for us. And then on their end, it just kind of emphasizes kind of like, I don't want to say bad deck building, but let's just call it not optimal deck building, right? Yeah, what's going on, Shady? But yeah, that's just kind of like unoptimal deck building, right? Like when you're playing multiple like stage 1, stage 2, and basic EXs, like you're asking for your draws to have to be like almost really, really good every game. So in my opinion, it's kind of like 1 stage 1 or 1 stage 2 in your deck, and then you know your basics. But we had a solid hand too. So here we go. So we're going into double Meowth, which is good for our Victory Bell because it one-shots Meowth. The one thing that I'm gonna not like about this matchup is that I'm not playing red card, right? So I'm not able to punish those greedy paydays, potentially those greedy paydays on top of Professor Researches. So that's one. This is going to be one matchup where I may actually really miss red card. Yeah, high energy cost Mons while trying to build a stage 2 as rush. Yeah, exactly. I like that combination of 1 energy attackers with my basic EXs or my basics, and then you know my big attackers having that normal high energy cost. So right here is a really interesting situation. I'm not like pressured right now to get donked at all, right? But I do have my Weeping Bell Victory Bell line, so it's one of those scenarios where I don't know if my opponent plays red card. I could get punished right here for playing my research. I'm not really at risk at getting donked. I'm just gonna go ahead and save the research for next turn, and I know that's gonna be one of those things where a lot of people would say I wouldn't do that. I just don't feel the pressure to play the research right here, right? I think probably 90% of players would just slam the research there. And maybe that's optimal, right? Maybe you draw the Pokeball execute. Maybe you're just like the nuts, right? Again, this is a matchup where I would love to have, I would love to have red card. So right here, I guess the biggest thing that you could say is right now I could be retreating and putting down Executor EX to potentially get a knockout, right? That's probably the biggest thing that you could critique on not ripping the research. Right now, again, I just don't feel the need to research. If I get red carded, I still have double research in my deck. I still have double Victory Bell. Victory Bell's not going to advance the game state right now, right at this moment until next turn, so just going to hold it. I play research this turn because if they had red card, they probably would have played it already since they went first. I don't think people like, okay, so if I open one basic, I have 4 cards in hand, clearly I don't have any other basics, right? Or I would have put them down. So I think that red carding maybe gives me more basics, maybe gets my deck going. So I don't know that they would actually have research or would have red carded me there. All right. So now I'm going to punish the Abra, right? I'm going to cut them off from their evolution line. I'm going to go without the GX, and I'm actually going to research now because at this point I'm in a really good spot, and seeing another Executor would be tremendous. But we're going to go ahead and bring out the Abra, and we're going to go ahead and start. We're going to cut off their engine. So you can have a ton of cards in hand, but so that's game. So if you don't have like really like you're drawing a bunch of cards playing that Meowth, right? But the problem is you're not really playing things to advance your game state. You're just drawing, hoping that you draw cards, and I'm just using Victory Bell to snipe your basics. So good game there. Again, like looking at that in hindsight, Victory Bell ended up winning the game, and me being able to on-curve Victory Bell is kind of what wins me the game, right? So a lot of stage 2 decks, if you draw your stage 2 on curve, you're probably going to win. All right, here we go. Going into another game. So it looks like I'm going first. Looks like I'm going into a water matchup, right? That's water, I believe. Here we go. So starting off Victory Bellsprout. I do have Pokeball double research. So I'm going to be able to put pressure right away on my turn 3, going into an Articuno. So could be bad, right? Could be really bad if I get high rolled with Misty. So that is something to 100% pay attention to. Did I miss red card last game? Not really, right? Yeah. We're just going to pass. Red card, they get a +1, right? I still have double research in my deck. It's not like me playing more basics on my bench is going to be, exponential. If they Misty and knock out my Bellsprout, at least I have Executor GX or EX to go ahead and go back in there. I'm anticipating getting high rolled by Misty at some point. If it's not going to happen, great. Oh. All right, so we're going to dig for X speed here. Okay, no X speed, so that actually stinks. I have to go into the EX because that is what the hand has dealt me. As far as where to put the energy, I could start putting pressure. Let's see if I put pressure right now. So that would be 80, that'd be 100 damage. I could put the energy on it now and then retreat next turn if I draw X speed. Also, I could potentially evolve and heal. Yeah, so let's go ahead and let's go in with the Bellsprout. Yeah, my hand is very clunky right now. Okay. Interesting. That's good. Not playing Misty, not playing Research, I am 100% fine with that. Like, great. Okay, so no sniping is going to happen at the moment because they have a stage 1 on the bench. Looks like I'm going to take 40 and then 80 over the next 2 turns, but I do have Erica and Potion. Okay. One Sabrina's out of the way too, something to think about. They're going to potion to try to throw off my math a little bit. All right, here we go. Let's see, healing to 140 right here. If I get red, it kind of plays around red cards, so I can ensure that I stay out of that. Because I want to be able to Erica next turn, right? And if I get red carded, my deck is a little bit more thin because of that. Alright, Tails, so putting 40 damage on this. So I take 80, that puts me at what? 60 health. Erica puts me to 110. I take 80, puts me at 30. Okay. So if they have double Giovanni, that's something that I need to think about, right? Man, they're playing a lot of supporters that are not Misty or Research. So we're going to go ahead and drop that down. If I draw X speed, this helps me retreat, but I could just attach an energy to Executor and then retreat next turn anyways, right? Yeah. So math-wise, even though I flipped tails for the second time in a row, I should be able to Victory Bell to finish this off unless they potion. And if they potion, I can still flip heads. Can't believe this deck got to third. Dude, I think this deck is pretty solid. Like, on curve Victory Bell can cut off your opponent from like all of its engines, which is crazy. Crazy. Yeah, if I'm them, I might think about retreating here, right? I think, honestly, the only misplay that I can say here is maybe I should have put the energy on Executor, right? Okay, there's the X speed. Okay, so I don't have to worry about Blizzard anymore. And they put that juicy little tentacle on the deck. Or on the bench. I'm surprised Kabutop's got so far. Victory Bell looks good, especially against slower decks. Yeah, I mean, Victory Bell just poses a weird set of problems for a lot of people, honestly. So now if I get Sabrina, I'm fine throwing out my Bellsprout and holding on to the second execute, right? Okay, so they did... They're able to find... I'm just going to go ahead and Sabrina the Tentacle, though, right? Yeah, but it seems like bad into Pika and Starmie. I agree. I looked at the deck list and thought, why was everyone in the top using noob decks? That's hilarious. Yeah, so I'm just going to make them have the X speed and the energy attach if they have it. I mean, well played, you know? Let's see, 3 cards in deck. One of them is an execute. Yep, there's the X speed. Pikachu will only get better as time goes on with better basics, but I don't know if they'll... Yeah, I mean, like, that's something that I definitely think is true too, right? All right. 3 tails. Kind of messing up my math a little bit, right? Like, I might lose because I keep flipping tails. That's definitely a possibility. So my last 2 cards are what? An X speed, and a Weeping Bell. Man, I'm really not going to be able to punish that star you, have I? Like, at this point for them, I don't think that they should probably do that, right? They shouldn't play that. Dang, dude, they've drawn everything but Research and Misty. That's crazy. Oh man, the last card being Weeping Bell. Actually crucial. Actually crucial, right? They may have helped out my math, though. Dude. What's up with all these tails? I could see them doing a set rotation eventually. Dude, that's actually really interesting. I haven't thought about it. I haven't really thought about a rotation of sets yet. Is it really going to come down to a coin flip? What's Weeping Bell's attack? 40? What's its HP? Hold on, let me look this up real quick because I actually don't know off the top of my head. Oh no, I'm not gonna have time. $90 HP, so it gets one shot too. So I just have to go with the die roll, huh? Okay. All right, let's save. Don't do that. So I just have to flip heads. I haven't flipped a heads all game, right? Well, this would be the 5th coin flip, right? Oh, man. All right. Yeah, you flip 5 tails, you're probably going to lose, right? Yeah. But I think it cut off on the screen because I was in another window, but I flipped tails again. So, yeah. GG. Sometimes you're going to flip 5 tails in one game. Yeah, I went ahead and went to another window, and whenever I go to another window, QuickTime doesn't capture. But spoiler alert, I flipped tails. Yeah, I mean, the only thing I can say there is maybe save the Sabrina, right? Or just, flip one heads. Oh. Turbo Melton. Yeah, I got a Pokeball here because finding another executes solid. Finding a Bellsprout, great. Maybe your luck is there. Yeah, I mean, so far the deck has been like super solid, man. Oh my god, they're playing Pokedex. If you've talked to me in the Discord or seen some of the things that I posted in the Discord, you know how I feel about Pokedex. Yeah, I mean, I evolved the EX and I just say, I mean, flip heads, right? I mean, if I flip heads, right, I probably, yeah, okay. We'll go with the non-EX. See if we need to make the game last longer. Holy moly, that's 6 tails in a row. So, okay. If you play the non-EX Executor first, it can make the game go longer. So Example, like if I play the GX or the EX first, right, and it gets knocked out, I'm basically immediately saying if you Sabrina any of my basics on the bench and are able to one-shot them, I just lose on the spot. If I play the non-EX first, basically it allows me to say, hey, you're going to have to knock out 3 of my Pokemon through my hill as well. Yeah, I mean, Galaxy Brain's playing Pokedex with I mean, this is really good. Try some scratch off tickets. It's gonna come back around, dude. The luck will come back around. My opponent just can't find Melmetal, man. I mean, like, that's like Meltan would be so cool. Like, 1, if it wasn't so squishy, and like 2, if like you could actually find the Melmetal. Am I gonna donk right here? Hey, ouch. Yeah, I don't think that one's going in the highlights, y'all. Yeah, I don't think that one's going in the highlights. How to win game. Donk your opponent. Yeah, if they get Melmetal out there, that game is drastically different, right? Because, like, potentially my Victory Bells or my Executor's doing like 10 damage a turn. Like, them not finding Melmetal. Eek. Yeah, and then against 30 versus 40 is essentially the same. Yeah. Like, sometimes I do think that there's value in making your opponent like work for the game, and like I said, that just means grinding through 3 knockouts, right? But sometimes, you know, the math doesn't allow you to do that. Sometimes you have to put the EX out there just to see if you can potentially steal the game. Poor Melton. Never got a chance to grow up. I have Weeping Veil Victory Bell, right? I'm trying to, like, I was trying to decide if I want a Sabrina there, because, like, they're going to start cutting me off supporters right here. So once they cut me off as supporters here, like, it's just going to keep happening until I knock out the Psyduck. So it's something that I kind of have to think about. Double Psyduck. Oh, and a Golduck. Hold up. I did not see that coming. Retreat? Question mark? No, they're sticking in there. That was a good draw. Hey, y'all better watch out. That's 3 heads in a row. Your boy is cooking. Your boy is cooking. They're probably going to potion, though. Got my chef's hat all the way on right now. Chef MBB is in the building. Okay. Do they retreat here? What do they do here? Oh, good hit. Good Sabrina. Cuts me off of my victory bell. Good Sabrina. Oh, I thought it did 90. Oh. I thought it did 90. I was not familiar with your game. I mean, there's no need to potion. I thought it did 90, dude. Yeah, that would be busted if it was 2 energy for 90, though. And it was like a non-EX. It's kind of good. Okay, so we've got an energy advantage. They did drop Starmie EX, but that Staryu is now going to get sniped. Right? They're going to be able to do 90 next turn. So we're going to thin the deck. One more basic before we research here. And that's the play, right? Research? Is the play research, or do I want to keep Victory Bell? Victory Bell's ability is no longer helpful, right? Because they don't have any basics left. Is that incorrect? Is that an incorrect assessment? But I can X speed and save the Victory Bell just in case I need it, huh? All right, so let's research. Let's see what research gives us. Okay. Okay. I don't have the other execute though. How many cards in deck? 5? 2 or 1 Pokeball left? No Pokeballs left. Okay. Yeah. So we wanna make sure we Fragrance Trap first. Oh my god. It timed me up even though I clicked the attack. That sucks. I hit it right as it hit 0. Do we expect the Starmie to tank a hit and swap out? No, maybe. Reading the card explains the card. Man, that stinks. Dude, I'm flipping way too many heads. I don't like it. I don't like it, chat. Man. Can't believe I got clocked. I'm 30 seconds behind in the turn counter, too. Dude. Flipping way too many heads. So Greninja puts me in a bad spot here, right? Which my opponent's been kind of like sitting there with cards in their hand like all game, not really doing much, so that makes sense. So now I kind of have to be mindful of playing the next execute, right? Because Sabrina's a card. And I don't think my opponent's played one. They played one Sabrina, so two Sabrinas. They only have 2 cards in deck. I was about to say, where's the Misty's at? So probably assume one's a Misty in their deck, and then let's see what else they got. Yeah, you just put the 20 on the Executor, and then you switch out, right? You switch out. Oh. Did they think that that's an EX or something? Wow. I guess they thought it was an EX or something. Okay, so you guys can kind of see how the deck works. What I'm going to do now is I want to play the deck that they also sent me with a fix. Okay. So what missions do I have? What is this? Yeah, I swear, I think they just thought it was an EX or something, right? That had to be the case. I don't know why they would do that otherwise. Dude, an all fossil deck, that deck has to be just dog water. Like, holy moly, that deck has to be awful. There's no way anybody's like actually playing that deck, right? Debs, what were you thinking doing that? What's wrong with you? Why would you set somebody up for failure like that? All right, so my missions thing is lit up, but there's nothing there. Okay, so let's go to, I named it Hat Fix because this is what he said he would fix, or what they said they would fix. I don't know. So they wanted to add another Executor. So let me update the deck list that I have on the screen, so that way y'all can see this as well. So that's version 1. Let's go to version 2. Perfect, 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 perfect. By the way, I've watched a lot of people streaming this game, and it blows my mind that they don't put the deck list up on the screen. Like that actually, like that's some like, I learned how to do that from like Marvel Snap though, so not like I'm breaking the game or anything. All right, so we need to add the Execute and the Weeping Belt that I crafted. Okay. All right, so same deck. The difference that you're going to see here is another Execute minus 1 potion. In all the games that I just played, potion was kind of right? It's kind of So let's see how this one feels. So let's go to fix. Let's get some games in here. But by the way, just want to give a thanks to the people that are checking out the live stream or watching the replay or watching the content that I cut up from the live stream. Thanks for taking time out of your day to just come chill, come watch some Pokemon, hang out a little bit. I hope you all are finding this useful. I know not everybody has all the cards, so just seeing somebody play a deck that you may not have the cards for can kind of help you determine whether or not you want to go for that deck. So I'm playing Psychic. Playing against Psychic. So I gotta assume Mewtwo is potentially a thing here. Okay, Ralts. So probably Mewtwo Gardevoir. That was a very crucial draw there. Very crucial draw. I'm going to go ahead and thin the deck a little bit. So I could potentially knock out the Ralts on my turn 3. Just flip heads, y'all. Just flip heads. That's all you got to do. I don't see as many red cards as last week. I think red card is probably a one of in most decks. That's probably where I would draw the line. I think 2 makes it a little clunky. Oh my god, they red carded me with 3 cards. I think 2 makes it clunky, and I swear you jinxed it. Chat, you just jinxed me, bro. You jinxed me. You said, I haven't seen red card, and then pow! It shows up and ruins my day. Oh, never mind. Well, rip. But like when you take a look at the top decks from the tournament, I think it's very clear that like, oh, whoops, well, I just donked him. I think it's very clear that it's definitely a card that should probably see play if you have the room for it. And I think that most decks probably have room for it. But like, as a one of is probably the optimal number for now. Probably the optimal number for now. Yeah, that was a mega donk right there. Ouch. Yeah, GG, man. Sorry about that. All right. Let's see if we can get a real game in. That's a tough one. All right. Going second. Going into a water deck. Okay, they're gonna donk me back. So I'm potentially getting donked right here. Misty is a card. Misty heads wins the game right here. Oh, there's one part of the puzzle. There's one part of the puzzle. Are we gonna get donked? I feel like getting red carded helps me more often than it hurts. I think sometimes people just don't know how to play the card. Like, I legitimately just think that some people are like don't understand how to play red card, and like the fact that sometimes you just like you can't play it. But like if I'm red carding you, personally, I'm red carding you to try and cut off one of your evolutions. I'm trying to red card you because you just filled up your hand by the end of your turn. So maybe you Professor Research and Meowth. So now I'm trying to just lower your hand, and because you already used a Professor Research, you have one less draw card in your deck. If you Caterpie, obviously I want to red card you, right? But there's also these weird like kind of mid to late game situations where your opponent, may have 3 cards in hand and you're red carding just because they've been sitting there with sort of a full hand, and you want to see if you can get that stage 2 out of their hand so they don't evolve. So like, it's just one of those cards that look, you're not always going to get like, oh my gosh, man, I just red carded and won the game because of red card. Like sometimes, yeah, you're going to red card and they're going to draw the outs. And like sometimes you just got to shake your opponent's hand, like because you don't know if they were going to draw it anyways. Like a lot of people see red card and they say, oh man, every time I get red carded, I just draw into a better hand. But who's to say you wouldn't have drawn the cards anyways? Who's to say you wouldn't have top decked research into the cards that you just drew anyways? Right? But at least if I'm red carding, I'm trying to swing the game on that turn by hopefully slowing you down by one turn and allowing me to regain the advantage. But I just think that red card is a really good card when it's used effectively. But there are going to be some games where you just sit there with your red card and you never play it, and like that's just the way it goes. Oh no, I don't want to Erica. I want to evolve. So I have double X speed, but if I get red carded, I'm in a weird spot, right? I won't be able to get out of this active spot. If I take 80, it's going to put me down to 40. If I Erica, it's going to put me back up to 90, which is in range of a Giovanni. In theory, water decks shouldn't have room for Giovanni, so I shouldn't really be scared of that. Yeah, I don't think I should be scared of that. I think the energy on the execute is probably allows me to be a little bit more flexible. Okay. So heads there puts some pressure on their Articuno, right? Heads definitely puts some pressure there on that Articuno. Now, red card here would just completely disrupt my game plan, right? Now I wouldn't be able to Victory Bell unless I drew it, right? I mean, I've already used one of my research, or both my researches, so I don't have to worry about Blizzard. That's a good thing. I can start trapping their other Articuno, which is huge. I'm going to go ahead and Erica here. So we're in a pretty good spot here. I should probably attach an energy, huh? It's probably an optimal play. Now let's put it here just in case. So we're one energy away in almost everything. Doesn't matter on the coin flip, but of course I flip ahead when I don't need it. All right. So they're gonna send in Stormy. They're gonna attach attack for 90. If they have Misty and flip some heads on the Articuno, it could put me in a weird spot. If they play a basic, I should win the game there. If they red card, I mean, I have 9 cards in deck total, so hopefully I draw some solid cards. So they're gonna Hydro Splash. Yeah, I think I want to X speed and Fragrance Trap, right? And then I have the Sabrina to be able to bring it out again if they do have the X speed energy. It's an interesting game. I actually like this game is nowhere near over in my advantage. No Misty, but research could find X speed, only 6 cards in deck, so oh no, they're gonna put down a basic? No way. No way they put down a basic. Actually, no way, right? Oh my god. What are you doing, opponent? Oh my god, opponent. No, not like this. Opponent. No. Opponent just threw. Ouch. There's no need for that, right? Yeah. All right. Okay. Dodge and Misty, baby. Ultra Instinct dodge. GG. Probably one of their first time seeing Victory Bell by the way that they played against it. Yeah. Yeah, that was wild, wasn't it? I mean, what did somebody say in the chat earlier? Reading the card explains the card. I guess they were probably trying to play around. I mean, I don't know. Were they trying to play around Sabrina there? I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking there. I don't think that there was like any line that made sense with that play. Unable to find opponents. What's wrong with you, client? Did the client go down? What's going on? Unable to find opponent. Anybody else having trouble finding matches? Let me know in the chat if you're having trouble finding matches. Now I can't even back out, right? Did the server just go down or something? All right, let's move out of the screen. See if something. Okay, let's go back. I'll force close the app if I have to here in a second. I went from potentially getting donked by Articuno to eventually getting the W because my opponent played a basic. That's crazy. That's crazy. Guys, let me know in the chat. Are y'all having problems finding matches, or is it just me? Do I need to restart my client? Is that the case? Do I need to restart the client? Oh, no. Okay. Just found one. Okay. Yeah, maybe it was just like a temporary problem. Unless the white screen just never goes away here. Okay, well. That was weird. I switched to the beginner pool and immediately got a match. So they're playing electric. Maybe they're playing a real deck. I know some people queue beginner so that way they can get easy wins. Well, Blitzel, Zeb Striker, that's in a top deck. Let's see the rest of their cards. Okay, they're playing Professor Research. That doesn't really tell me too much. Everybody should probably be playing that card, right? Pokeball. Okay, Pikachu EX. Are they playing it? Or Zapdos EX? No, that is a... Okay. And a red card. Okay, so this is not a beginner. No shot. This is a beginner. No shot. All right, Blitzel. Take this 20 damage and like it. Like it. What do they red card me again? Then my plan is surely foiled. So 15 cards in deck against 10 cards in deck. So that's one of the big highlights of like why some people don't like Professor Research, but I think it's a card that you kind of have to have in this game. I think it allows other decks that maybe normally wouldn't compete to actually compete. Thunder Spear. Chat, they don't know that I have Executor. They don't know, chat. By the way, I have to X-speed and retreat before. All right. Here we go. Yo, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. All right. Hey, we don't even need the heads. We're okay, right? Surely they don't have another potion. Surely we'll flip heads next time. We're fine, chat. We're fine. We are fine. Yeah, there's a few people in the chat. We've been chilling. We've been chilling. I'm ahead on clock. I am ahead on clock. Makes me feel nice. There's been a couple other games where I'm like a minute behind in clock. Oh no, stay away from my weeping bell, please. Uh-oh, chat. Top deck pot of greed. Top deck. I am top decking master. Yeah, let's spread out the energy a little bit. All right, flip heads, easy chat, easy chat, easy chat, easy game, dude. IRL, I got a Charizard EX and Obsidian Flames pack. Dude, Charizard EX is like really busted, isn't it? Like in the real trading card game. I stopped playing the IRL trading card game after ADP rotated out. I played right around the time that Tapu Lele GX got big, all the way until ADP rotated out, just about. That was about the time that I played. So like Pincurchin, when it starts flipping heads, it's really hard to beat this card. Like if it flips consecutive heads, the game can just completely snowball. But like if I drew Victory Bell, the game is just drastically different, right? Yeah, there's no need to Erica here. If I get 60 damage plus a Giovanni on me, then I just kind of shake my opponent's hand and say well played, in my opinion. But honestly, dude, there was some really fun times playing the IRL Pokemon game. Like really fun times. I never played in any regionals. I only like played on the Pokemon client that before live, and I had a lot of fun with it. It was a really fun client because you could play multiple formats and stuff. Like I loved playing Expanded. Expanded was so fun to me because you could just play some crazy broken stuff. Crazy broken stuff. Yep. So there's the first heads, right? And like right now, I could extend the life of my Executor. I don't think that that's like necessary though, right? Like I almost like want them to knock it out. So I still have Research, Pokeball, double Victory Bell in deck, and all those cards are pretty good. If they evolve this, yeah, okay. So they're gonna go for the knockout. Hey, flip a heads right here for me. Dang it. Yeah, so right now I just go into Weeping Bell. I hope that I draw Victory Bell at some point. I do not draw the Victory Bell. So, I mean, it just kind of is what it is, right? Like there's really like not much I can do here. Double Victory Bell in deck. Research in deck. So those are 3 really good cards out of 7 to draw. I wouldn't mind any of them. I'm going to get potentially hit for 80 if they Giovanni and flip heads, right? I'm in a weird spot. All right, you should have flipped heads last turn. Ah. Foiled. Can we draw a Victory Bell? No. Okay. can't draw Victory Bell. So 6 cards, 3 of them are good. So 50% of my cards are good. So that's okay. I mean, I just have to try to extend the game. I mean, I just have to make them flip the heads. There's really like not a lot of options here. And honestly, my Victory Bell is getting worse the longer this game goes. Because now they have 1 basic on the bench and I can't one-shot it. So literally, as the game went on, it just got worse and worse and worse that I didn't draw it. And now I have to sit here and think, like, do I even play the Victory Bell on the active spot, or do I go to the healthier one? Jeez. It's truly bottom of the deck, y'all. That stinks. Yeah, so energy here. Yeah. So my line is what? Executor, EX, heads, plus Victory Bell. If I get paralyzed here, it doesn't matter if I evolve, right? Dude, I'm almost 2 minutes ahead in clock. Let's go. Oh, there's the Pikachu EX. Yeah, I mean, they didn't attach to Pincursion, so I'm guessing they're retreating, right? Kind of an interesting play. I think they might have misplayed there. They're probably just now seeing that, right? Oh, they're just going to go into the other Pincursion? So, okay. Even if they flip heads, if I draw Victory Bell, it doesn't matter. Oof. Yeah, GG. Hey, Victory Bell. Yeah. All right. So we are gonna pause right here. I'll be right back. I gotta use the restroom. Let's get some more games in, huh? I want to get a couple more games in with this deck. And then we can play a few games of the Marowak and Kabutops list. Dude, this deck has felt nice, man. It's felt nice. Like, there's no denying it. It's felt very nice. I mean, I got to give kudos to Hat. I mean, this deck has felt very nice against multiple matchups. I mean, obviously there's games where you just flip tails. I think that's the... I mean, is that the only game we've lost? It's the only game we've lost where I flipped 5 tails. That's crazy. I may have to restart the client. Okay, never mind. We found an opponent. We're good. What's up, Surge? Surge in the house. All right, Surge. All right, we are going first. I believe it's a water deck. Is that what I just saw? Yeah, water deck. My poor little Bellsprout going into an Articuno. Ouch. Yeah, I mean, not getting Executor hurts here, right? Or Execute. I got a lot of Pokemon. Getting some trainers would be nice. I got a lot of Pokemon. All right. Pot of Greed. Professor, or into Pokeball. Is this the 18 trainer deck? Might be 18 trainer. Dude, I am drawing a lot of Pokemon. Oh no. Oh no. Not like this. Not like this. Live footage of MBB dodging Misty. Alright. Dude, I've drawn all Pokemon. What is going on? Yeah, this is going to be a very hard game to win. My bad, I drew a Pokeball. So if this is 18 trainer, I'm going to have to deal 280 damage plus 2 potions probably. So I have to deal 320 damage somehow. So I'm probably going to have to like avoid playing the second Executor until like it needs to be an Executor G or EX. Oh, double X speed, word. Yep, double X speed. Okay, you got me. Deal 80. Erica doesn't really do too much. Let's put this energy here. Double potion I can still knock out. There's no way they're playing another basic, are they? Are you serious? Hold on. Hold on. Don't I just bring it out, retreat? What's the line here? Because obviously they're trying to set up Greninja. So I have to knock out the Froakie. So knock out the Froakie. Okay. I just have to flip heads, don't I? Yeah. Yeah, that was my only line, right? Blizzard will put pressure on my victory bell, but I have the Erica for it. If they Sabrina, I just go into Executor EX. Having a X speed there would have been very nice. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't even matter what happened to this Articuno, really. Because my whole win condition is let this get knocked out and then Victory Bell knock out the Articuno. They would need double potion, right? If I draw X speed here, I win on the spot. 8 cards to 1 of. So I have 2 research and an X speed left. Actually, no, it's just good game anyways. Okay, cool. Yep. GG. I won a game where I played 2 trainers the entire game. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. I think that's a good game to end on. All right. Really quickly, I'm going to go ahead and do a quick YouTube intro. Let me hit this level up real quick. And then we'll do a YouTube intro. And then we will play Marowak Kabutops. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That was a scary game for a second. All right, let's go into decks. Okay. All right. Here we go. Yo, what's going up, YouTube? All right, here we go. Yo, what's going on, YouTube? This is Nothing But Bangers, aka MBB, aka Bangers. I am back. This time, I am taking a little bit of time to play one of the decks that made top 8 in a recent Pokemon Pocket tournament. Now, it is worth knowing that there is another tournament that they will be hosting this Saturday, which should be around what, October 19th, I think that's the date. But it's the Saturday after this video is posted. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel so that way you can get my thoughts going into the tournament, some of the different decks that I may play going into the tournament if I were playing. And I've also made a video on how to prepare for these tournaments, so definitely check that out. But let's talk about the deck that you are going to see some footage of. So this deck is going to be really, really unique because not a lot of people thought that Victory Bell was a contender with these top meta decks like Pikachu EX and like Articuno EX, by the way. Thank you for subscribing. But let's talk about the cards in this deck really quickly, and then I will let you check out the gameplay footage. So to start off, the version 1 of this deck is going to include the 2 of each Pokemon from the Victory Bell line, 2 Execute. It's also going to include, let me go ahead and actually show you the updated version. The updated version is going to include 2 Executors, non-EX, and then 1 Executor EX. So just to kind of get it off the top, the first version of this deck actually only played 1 regular Executor and it played 1 potion. But the creator of this deck mentioned to me that they took out the potion and would rather have played another Executor. So that's why I've got it in there. But basically the idea is you can play multiple stage 1 evolutions. So that way you can, be able to play multiple evolutions, multiple stage 1s onto your basic. So you have a higher chance of drawing them because you're playing 3 or 4 compared to just 2 stage 1s. And also some games you're going to make your opponent knock out 3 different Pokemon because you're not playing an EX. So that's a really big point with this deck. And personally, I actually did like this version better. I liked the, let me go ahead and show the version that I liked better. I actually liked the fixed version better. So Hat, really cool deck. I hope you enjoy the footage of it, but basically you're going to see Victory Bell using its ability to bring basic Pokemons from your opponent's bench into the active spot and then being able to knock them out. Sometimes it's going to be able to cut them off of their evolutions, and sometimes it's going to be able to win you the game on the spot. So really cool deck. Shout out to Hat. Very cool to see some people brewing. I wasn't sure how I felt about it when I saw it in the signups, but after seeing it played and then playing it myself, this is definitely a contender. This is definitely a deck that's going to punish those Pokemon EXs that are basics. So if you have the cards, because this card is relatively budget, you definitely might want to check this deck out. So enjoy the footage, and I'll catch you next time. Peace. All right. So let's get to the Kabutops and Marowak deck. Okay, let me update the deck that you're seeing on the screen. I'm going to try to get a few games with this deck. That way people can kind of see it. Hopefully get enough games to kind of showcase it in a video. But this deck brought by Loic. Let me go back here, pull it up on the screen. Let's add the cards that we crafted. So it should be a Kabutops and a Kabuto. By the way, big thanks to you guys showing up here for the live stream. I appreciate you. I'm not necessarily the most popular streamer by any means on this game, but I do hope that the content is at least able to help some people. And when you make good content, hopefully good things happen. That's all I can really say. So let's talk about this deck before we get started. So just in case you're watching this live, you have an idea of what this deck's trying to do. So this deck is really interesting. So let's start off with one of the coolest things about this deck. You're always going to start off with a Cubone. Why are you always going to start off with a Cubone? Because there's no other basics in the deck that you can start the game with. So you're always going to start the game with a Cubone. You may be saying, well, MBB, doesn't the Fossil count as a basic? Yes, but because it's a trainer, it doesn't count in your opening starting hand. So there's a little bit of risk with this deck where if you're going into a grass deck, you might get donked. So that's something to be a little scared, of. But Cubone is going to possess the ability to pivot from either the, very stable Marowak or the high rolling Marowak EX. Now, before I play this deck, what I'm thinking is I probably don't want to play the Marowak EX unless it's the only option in terms of early game, and I just have to play it to not get donked, or the math makes me play it. Like, hey, if you take 2 turns to knock out this Pokemon, Marowak EX is just the better pick because you can't. It's going to take you 3 turns or more to KO it with the regular Marowak. The reason why I say that is Marowak can just do 0 damage. Like if you flip a bunch of tails, you're going to be like, oh man, this really stinks. Now, I don't know how often I'm actually going to be able to play the Kabutops. You're only playing 1 Kabutops. You're playing double Fossil Basic and then double Kabuto. But again, I don't know how often I'm going to see Kabutops. This deck might be mostly Marowak until, maybe mid to late game you drop a Kabutops and you're able to, really get in there. The matchups that I think this deck is going to shine against, 100% electric. I think going into an electric deck with this deck is going to feel really, really nice. But again, if I see some rogue grass decks, if I see the deck that I just played, which is a really bad matchup. In fact, we saw that matchup in top 8 of the tournament. But if I see Victory Bell, I'm going to be a little nervous. If I see Venusaur, probably a little nervous as well, because even if they play Lily can one-shot my basics. If they play the Executor version, I'm still a little nervous about that because Executor can one-shot a lot of my basics as well. So there's some big weaknesses here. But you got double Potion to extend the life of your Pokemon. You've got double Sabrina to be able to pick things off. And you've got the Giovanni, which is really cool because if you Giovanni and Kabutops, you actually are going to heal for more damage, because the more damage that Kabutops does, the more damage it heals, which is another big pro if you play against these aggressive electric decks. So let's get into the games and let's see how this deck performs. Oops, not a private match. Let's go into random match. Let's go ahead and get these games going, and we'll see how this goes. Big shout out to Loic. Cool deck list. Let's queue some games up. All right. Hello, Derek. We've got a game against Sir Derek. So we know that we're going to open up Cubone. Pokeball can still fetch the fossils, so keep that in mind as well. So here we go. So we're opening up Cubone. We got the fossil, Marowak, and Kabutops. Really interesting. Okay. And we're playing against fire. Okay, opening up Moltres, but no basics. All right. By the way, no red card in this deck either, so something to keep an eye on. We're just going to go ahead and pass, right? So next turn, we can start applying pressure on this Moltres with a Marowak. Hopefully draw into a Kabuto to get that fossil going. So that way it's just not sitting on the bench, potentially being fodder for a KO. Opponent does not have a basic to attach. That is a problem. Let's go ahead. Yeah, let's just start applying pressure now. All right. Like, I could try to high roll with Marowak, but I'm assuming they have another supporter in their hand that can help them kind of go through their deck. Probably another research. Worst case, they have Sabrina. I don't think that they just pass unless their hand is just straight bricks. Did I miss anything? I just Victory Bell putting in work, man. I mean, that's probably the biggest thing that you missed. Victory Bell put in some work, was able to go ahead and get a nice little W there. Yeah. Okay, Giovanni doesn't change math. Does Giovanni change math with... Okay, no. Okay. So, opponent has 10 cards in their deck, like 8 cards in hand, but presumably bricking. So, that's their top deck, most likely, Pokeball. So, now they have to kind of choose... Do they... Ooh, another Moltres. So do they attach an attack, or do they try to turbo the other Moltres? I would probably attack. That's probably where I would go. Yeah. Okay, double potion. So you can assume they have trainers in their hands, like X-Speed, potentially a Sabrina. No Sabrina, because they're not knocking out my fossil. So there is the Kabuto. Huge draw there. Honestly, I could retreat, but they would put more damage on my Kabuto. If I get red carded as well, that puts me in an awkward spot where I have to draw it. Let's see, 40. Kabutops is going to be doing 50. So Giovanni is probably the card that I have to play right here as well. Yeah, I think I have to Giovanni here. Because if I get red carded, I'm in a weird spot. All right. Yeah, really weird game. Really weird game. At some point, my opponent's going to draw their Fire Basics or Professor Research or Pokeball. Like, that's just the case. Okay. All right. Interesting. So they overkill Marowak. No Sabrina. So we're going to go ahead and see Kabutops in action here. No red card. That's huge. All right. So, yeah, let's drop this Kabutops. Again, I mean, I have no energy here. So math is going to be perfect to be able to get this knockout here. All they're going to be able to do is turbo. If they... So now I have to think to myself, if they play another basic like a Charmander, do I Sabrina or not? And I want to say I hold the Sabrina. I want to say I'll hold the Sabrina. Because I want to be able to put pressure on this Moltres. So they probably have Charmeleon, Charizard already. That's something I got to know. I like it's pretty clear. Wow, that is very unlucky. Okay, yeah, they just concede. Okay, well, not an ideal game. I kind of took the line that I kind of had to try to take. Shaden is saying, yeah, I would probably Sabrina there. Like, the reason why I would be nervous to Sabrina there is because if I Sabrina and they just retreat and then turbo with Moltres, like I'm just there's not really I didn't really get much out of my Sabrina there. So it almost makes more sense that I would want to Sabrina something that's going to win me the game on the spot than try to Sabrina and set up a 2-turn kill. And seeing their hand be so full, it just makes sense that X speed was in their hand most likely. So they may not even need to attach and retreat and lose an energy. So like I said, I'm not 100% certain Sabrina does much there, but I know that if it gets to the point where I draw a Cubone and then I have to evolve into Marowak EX, and I have the energies, because that would be probably 2 or 3 turns down the line. My Sabrina could come in and win me the game with just 1 heads, because I will have already put damage on that Moltres. I think that's probably the best case, but I might be wrong there. So what am I up against? What is this? Okay, water, opening up Cubone, going first. Articuno EX. Okay. Dude, Kabutops is sticking to my hand. I'm just going to be really weak to red card here. So I'm trying to find another basic so I don't get donked. I'm with you holding the Sabrina. Playing it was overextending, yeah. Oh my god, I'm going to get hand scoped and red carded. Unless they're just playing 18 trainer. Yeah. At least I'm not getting donked. Okay. Okay. All right. Deck. Give me Marowak. Give me Marowak if you love me, deck. Oh, deck, you love me. You love me, deck. You really, really love me. All right. So there's a good chance that they have Sabrina and they just Sabrina my fossil here. Seen so many hand scopes lately. I think it's a waste of a slot personally. I agree. I think this is the 18 trainer deck though. So because it's the 18 trainer deck, like they have room to play it. But like, just practically speaking, if you play hand scope, right? I think that you're basically saying, hey, I'm going to hand scope you. By the way, I'm probably losing this game because now the 10 HP damage on my Kabuto puts me in a really weird spot, right? But I'll be able to potion, right? Put me back up to full health. But I think like if you're playing just like a normal deck with hand scope, like it just on the other side of the table, if they red card you and one of your 3 cards is a hand scope, I think like you're just sitting there with like less good cards, right? That you can draw after getting red card. So it's just like, oh, well, I probably just lose. So that's probably my biggest argument against cards like Pokedex and cards like hand scope is that they make your opponent's red cards better. And like that's an issue. Yeah. By the way, I mean, sure, Misty hit 7 heads or whatever. It's all good. That's going to happen, right? Good game. Yeah, so that looked like Omastar Misty, right? Omastar Misty Articuno. So I mean, like, yeah, they probably shouldn't be playing handscope, but they're playing it, and like I didn't lose because I handscope. I lost because of the solo red card against my 6-card hand, right? It's like, dude, you drew a bunch of basics. Or excuse me, you drew a bunch of other cards that weren't your basics. So red card was good. It didn't matter that they had hand scope. Like if they would have hand scoped me in my 3-card hand, after I've already played my bench with some basics, like that game just doesn't really matter. So sometimes you just lose to red card. Good card. Probably should be playing it. All right, going second against a fighting deck. Uh-oh. Okay. Hitmonlee. Sandshrew. Research. All right, solid opener, solid opener. Another Pokeball. All right. It's a pretty good hand. Red card to finish it off. Nope. Okay. Yeah, so we play the basic. I don't know that research does anything for me, right? Like, what am I going to do? Draw more basics? So that, I mean, because I'm not going to get KO'd anyways, right? I'm just going to hold the research. I probably won't be able to play the tournament just because, like, Saturdays are a pretty busy day for me. Oh, there goes my green screen. Saturdays are a pretty busy day for me, so it's a little bit difficult for me to hop in a tournament and commit that much time, honestly. It's a little bit difficult for me. So, Hitmonlee can't hit the active, by the way. Can only hit bench. So, if they were trying to snipe the fossil, probably should have left it on the bench. Oh, wow. I did not know that if it went to the bench, it still reduced damage. That's really cool. Yeah, so now I'm going to research. See what we got in the deck. Now we're going to get the other Cubone. So now I'm not so weak. Do I hold the Cubone for EX? It looks like a one prize game. And I would need to top deck the EX anyways. But if like I don't want to take a spot, Maybe I'll join the wait list, but yeah, I'm probably not going to be able to like have the time to actually play. I will cover all the decks though in the top 8. All right. So Pokeball should get me a fossil right here, right? No. Okay. I thought it would get me a fossil. I don't know why I thought that. Shouldn't it get me a fossil? I'm a little confused on that. Slightly confused on that. Slightly. Should it, chat, shouldn't it give me a fossil there? I thought Pokeball got fossils. Am I incorrect in that? Yeah, this is a really hard race for them to win. Like, I don't know how they win. Pokeball does not get fossils. I for some reason I think I was in another person's stream and they were being told that it does. Dude, I don't know how they win. Like, this is just one of those matchups where going into an aggro deck, you're just like, oh, Kabutops is really good. Yeah, I don't even need to use the double potion, right? If anything, I want to save the potions for my Kabutops. Superior fighting deck to the rescue. Right, chat? Superior fighting deck. Yeah, I mean, Kabutops is just a wall. This is the same thing that happens in Pikachu EX decks too, though. Like, they just hit a wall where the hill just kind of, it walls them. Yeah, I mean, I don't need to do anything else except hit for 50 and heal for 50. Like, even if they red card me here, I got 9 cards in deck. I still have the double potion in deck. Like, I'm constantly staying out of range. Makes me wonder if Victory Bell can snipe a fossil. It should, right? It's treated as a basic on the field, right? Like, it's 100% treated as a basic on the field. So it should be able to be sniped. Man, that was a great example of the strength of this deck. Great example of the strength of this deck. Wow. Like, that's prototypical deck matchup there. Dude, this is a level 30 master right here. Jeez. Level 30 master. All right, so I'm going first, so I'll get to evolve. So start off with Cubone. So I can't play the fossil until... Dude, I just drew Kabutops again. Chat, I swear I am not hacking. I swear no hacking is happening right now. I am not hacking, but I am drawing Kabutops a lot. All right, Articuno, Misty. All right, maybe not 7 heads, maybe only like 6. Can we do that? All right, 0 is fine too. Acceptable outcome. Why would they not Pokeball first and try to get... Okay, all right, okay. Top deck Marowak? One time for the one time? Not that Marowak. Not that Marowak. Not that Marowak. By the way, one of the things that I pointed out when I covered this deck in my tournament recap, there's no X speeds in this deck because the retreat costs are all 1, or you discard them with the fossil. So the person who created this deck decided, let's just not even mess with that. We're going to make our opponent go the long way to start off this game. We're going to put the energy on the other Cubone, so now all 3 of our Pokemon can attack next turn. And then we'll go ahead and score the first knockout of the game right here. So it looks like opponent is potentially playing 1 prize water deck. Kabutops should be really good in this matchup unless it gets paralyzed. Now, if it gets paralyzed... Okay, so they are playing EXs. If it gets paralyzed, then all bets are off, right? So probably sniping the Cubone on my bench. Okay, or not. Interesting. So X speed? They're just leaving it in there. Interesting. Okay. Let's go ahead and do this. Okay, there's Giovanni. There's another fossil. I don't want to put the fossil down because at this point, like it's just kind of useless, right? Probably want to save the potion. So they're trying to set up for paralyze, is what it seems like. If I play potion on the Marowak, it puts me out of one-shot range unless they have Giovanni. They shouldn't have room for Giovanni in a water deck. So they need to retreat the Greninja? If they don't, I could potentially pivot into Marowak EX, flip 1 heads, and be in really good shape. I'm going to get potentially paralyzed here. Okay. All right, do I get paralyzed here is the question. Okay, no paralyze. Okay. If I don't retreat, they can snipe it anyways, right? If I retreat, they can snipe it, and then... So I have to evolve. Okay. I have to evolve. I think I have to go for it, right? They would have to flip 3 heads, potentially. All I have to flip is 2. Yeah. I think this is the best line that I have. Okay, yeah, I probably lose. Probably lose. I probably lose. Because, like, no matter what, I'm going to be at risk of getting sniped, right? So I would rather have it on my bench when it gets knocked out instead of in my active and make me have to pivot, like in the middle of their turn. Yeah, they just have to flip heads, right? Okay, well, they missed. Yeah, so I just retreat here. Yeah. So I'm just going to retreat. I'm going to potion. So that way Sabrina doesn't somehow knock me out of this game. We'll take the knockout. I would assume they put in Articuno. If they had, so I might be facing double Greninja is the only issue. It's very likely that I'm facing double Greninja. They only have 4 cards in their deck. Oh, so I have double Sabrina. I have double Sabrina, Marowak, Kabuto, and Research left in my deck. Yeah. I think we're going to run out of time with this deck. Like, I just don't think we have the ability to keep up with double Greninja and Blizzard hitting our bench. I think I have to retreat and pray that I hit 1 heads. Oh, if they flip triple heads and paralyze another heads, I could lose. Okay. I think they got triple heads. So another heads here would be pretty bad. Shuriken. They've missed on all their paralyzing though, so probably should hit at some point. Oh no. I have to play the fossil to not lose to Sabrina. All right. And then I have to win a couple coin flips. I lose to double Greninja anyways, right? Like, that's the issue. Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna. This is a very awkward spot, right? Very awkward spot. So there's the Greninja. Okay, so here's the Greninja coming down. So they're gonna have double Greninja now. So this is bad. My window may have closed. The best thing I can do now is flip heads. Right? If they retreat, bring in Articuno EX, I have to flip a heads with Giovanni. That's my win condition. You should lose every single game your opponent flips 7 heads, though. Like, I can't stress that enough. I don't even remember if they flipped heads on the first Misty. I don't even remember. Did they hit the first Misty? Do y'all remember? I really don't remember. I'll tell you what. They can flip 7 heads if I flip 1. I'll take 1. How about that? Deal? Deal? Question mark? All right, here we go. GG. Let's go, baby. That's how you do it. That's how you do it, dude. Let's go. 7 heads on Misty don't matter. Let's go. Take a pause on that, baby. Let's go. Yo, by the way, I didn't even get to say thank you for the raid, but thank you for the raid. I believe Earthly Day. I think I've actually watched your stream before too. Hope you had a good stream. Appreciate it. Man, if you just came in and that's the only game you've seen, that was an incredible game. Wow. Yeah, that was wow. What an absolute banger of a game there. What an absolute banger of a game there. I'm going to play a few more here with this Kabutops Marowak.deck. Man, that game was insane. Like that. I don't remember if they hit heads on both the Misties or not. All I remember is just saying if they hit more than 3 heads, we're in trouble. And then they hit 7 in a mid-game Misty. Man. What a game. That was incredible. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and queue up a couple more games here. Again, appreciate you all for taking time out of your day to just come and hang out, come and watch some games. Hopefully you're enjoying the decks. Hopefully you're enjoying, the gameplay, just chilling. And yeah, man. Let's try to not have any other games where opponent drops a 7 Misty on me. Let's do that. Huh? What do you say? Man. That was crazy. So again, opening up with a guaranteed Cubone. One of our Pokeballs is dead. Potentially two if we draw the second Cubone, which would really stink. Going into Psychic, so assuming Ralts and Mewtwo. Yeah, so. Or Gardevoir, Mewtwo. So there's probably the Mewtwo coming out unless they play Jinx and maybe got the Jinx. Yep, there's the Mewtwo. Might see an X speed here. Yep, there's the X speed. Jeez. And then pivoting. And the red card. Okay. Oh, thank you. Got rid of the extra Pokeball. I keep that Kabutops on me. Keep that thing on me. So they're playing with one card in hand, so they're just strictly top decking now. If they have another Professor Research, or if they have a Professor Research, it's the best card that they can have into another Professor Research into their evolution line. We have our Marowak. I will go into the Marowak most likely. Yeah. We're going to rip the research here and try to punish them and get ahead a little bit. I don't love playing the fossil here because I don't want to get Sabrina'd. It puts me in a really weird spot. I think we chill. If they have another red card, they have another red card. Right. Like the chances of them having double Sabrina versus one more red card, I'll probably ride with the one red card, right? All right. What do you say, chat? Let's flip double heads here. Call it a day. Double heads one time. All right. So now we can stay out of that Sabrina. Yep. Let's just get right to it. Let's just get into the coin flips. There's one heads. Okay. 50-50. If I'm flipping 50-50, I'll take that all day. Potion makes things awkward, right? Because it puts them at 90. Unless I draw Giovanni, I can't hit with one heads. They're in a weird spot. They need to have Curlia Gardevoir ready. And then they need to have another Mewtwo. So there's the potion. Messes up my math a little bit. Unless I flip double heads. There's a Sabrina. Which, that's cool. Yeah, I just put in other Cubone. And then I play Marowak. I swing for 40. They don't have Gardevoir. They need Professor Research. And I've already drawn two. So 9 to 11. All right, here we go. Draw phase. Another fossil. Yeah, smack that down on the bench. And drop the Marowak. Let's put ourselves out of range to be one shot. Let's drop the energy on the Marowak. Let's hit him for 40. So Giovanni knocks out Mewtwo right here. So there's their research. So they finally hit a research. Probably going to see a Curlia right here. Yep, there's the Curlia. The big question is, do they find another potion? They don't find another potion. So they're just going to deal 50. Leave me at 20 health here. And there's the Giovanni. Huge. So I have 7 cards in deck. 2 of them are the Kabuto. I don't mind putting the energy on one of the fossils. Let's Geo. Let's get this So we're setting up for basically next turn Sabrina, one of their 60 HP basics, and hopefully hit one heads because they most likely have Gardevoir. They're going to hit me for 60 right away is what I assume is going to happen here. That's probably what's going to happen here. Unless they don't have the Gardevoir. They're taking a long time. Like 100% they should have Gardevoir by now. They have, what, 7 cards in deck? Yeah. It should be Gardevoir or another Mewtwo. And if it's another Mewtwo and they switch out, I just Sabrina anyways. So. Let's see. Still waiting. So they don't have the Gardevoir, it seems like. Yeah, so they're going to try to... So unless they play Jinx, it's probably another Mewtwo. Did they fail to search? Oh, they failed to search, didn't they? Oh, no, they didn't. Okay. Okay. I had to watch the replay here. Yeah, I mean, I just try to flip heads here. So one heads wins it. There it is. GG. 50-50. We'll take it. We will take it. All right, so getting a nice little win against Mewtwo Gardevoir. Obviously, the big thing there is they whiffed on Gardevoir, even with like 5 cards left in their deck. So pretty tough to win when you don't see your stage 2. GG. All right, let's get one more game in here. Let's get one more game in here. But by the way, if you guys, like I said, I try to stream every other day so I can have the stream and then upload some footage from it the next day and then stream, and then so I try to go every other day. Definitely active on YouTube, posting content, talking about tournaments that happen, talking about the decks, and then trying to play them on stream so you guys can see how they look, how they perform. Played 2 decks so far today. First deck was a Victory Bell, an Exeggutor deck. Also got top 8. In top 8, it paired against this deck, which is, Cubone with 4 Marowaks and Kabutops. Really cool decks. If you're putting them head to head, the Victory Bell deck definitely has an advantage because of that weakness and because it can trap the basics that Cubone plays. But we're going first in this game. Looks like we're going up against another Psychic deck. We opened up with double Research, Kabutops, and Giovanni here, so pretty solid opener. Probably going to rip this Research. Probably going to rip this Research, yeah. So, I mean, having 4 Marowaks in your deck makes it so that way you see Marowak more often, which is very nice. I do like that. Double Mewtwo, Kangaskhan, so they're pretty thick. They're pretty thick. Yeah, so we're just gonna rip the Research. Try to find a fossil, try to find a basic. Okay, so we have double Kabutops, but no fossil, and then we have double Cubone and no Marowak. So pretty rough opener, but I would rather try to find the resources there than hold the Research. So if I get red carded, I get red carded. Technically speaking, my hand is kind of dead right now, so red card, I'd be like, okay, sure. Passing. All right, there's the fossil. Huge. Let's rip this second Research here. Okay. So let's drop this fossil down. Let's go ahead and drop this. Let's go ahead and growl. I'm not going to evolve yet because I would just be taking more damage. And I don't know if I want to pivot to the non-EX Marowak. If I get red carded, again, I just kind of get red carded. There's really not much I can do there. Yeah. So that's probably the card that they just drew for turn, I would assume. Otherwise, they probably would have ripped it first turn. So there's the non-EX Marowaks. It puts me in a weird spot because now I'm only going to get one turn to attack with it, but I don't need to attach more energy. So that's kind of the big bonus. And technically, I could extend the life of this Marowak, but I'm not going to need to right off the bat. I'm going to put energy on the other Cubone. Yeah, and I don't want to Giovanni. It doesn't really fix any breakpoints. I don't want to evolve yet because if I draw Marowak EX, I want to be able to high roll. So if they draw Gardevoir here, I probably just lose the game as it is. I've already played both my researches, so I don't really have a lot of draw engine. So I kind of, now that Gardevoir's online, I kind of need to draw the Marowak EX. Is the stash real? Oh, 100% real. Yeah. Authentic. Very authentic. Yeah, we're going to send in the Cubone here. Like I said, we gotta draw Marowak EX, so we're probably just dead. Didn't draw Marowak EX. Yeah, I think we're just dead, right? $50 damage. 50 damage puts him at 60 HP. I can't do 60 HP no matter what. Yeah, I think I just lose this no matter what, right? Yeah. Good red card. We'll play it out. Yeah, we'll play it out. I mean, it's a real mustache. It's not actually grown on my face, though. This is just the persona of NBB here. So they should put a manual attach on the other Mewtwo. They don't. So, yeah, they're giving me life here. All right, here we go. Top deck. Top deck. Marowak EX. One time. Okay. So, I mean, hey, we played to our outs. We didn't get them. Is what it is. GG. Sometimes it be like that. All right, let's try to get one more game in for sure, though. I don't want to end on that game. Get red carded twice? Did I get red carded twice? Play double red card on me? Games are kind of blending together, honestly. All right, here we go. Is this the same person? Did I just queue into the same person? I'm trying to see. No, this is metal. Okay. All right, Ponder. My eyebrows are raised. So Pokeball, get me another Cubone. Kabuto in hand. With the fossil now. So I can lower the damage that I can take. Let's go fossil. Yeah, let's go ahead and lower the damage here. So we have 4 Marowaks, 2 research in our deck. So we have 6 good cards to draw. Almost 50% of our deck is good draws. If we don't draw any of those, we could always pivot to the Kabuto. Okay. Kabutops is really good in this matchup, but I think I just wait. It's a one hit KO no matter what. Okay. Yeah, it's a one hit knockout no matter what. For some reason, I thought Bisharp or Poniard had 60 HP. The fact that it only has 50 is like so bad. Like, that's game losing, 100%. If I draw Kabutops, I mean, the game is just automatically over. So, all right. Yeah, Kabutops here would just be disgusting. So Poniard can deal 70, right? Let me double check this. I gotta be quick about double checking this too, because time. Okay. Back. I'm pretty sure Bisharp can do 70. Yeah, okay. It can deal 70. I think I retreat here. I just have to play around the 70 damage. Yeah. Because, I mean, it's just game losing at that point. I've already got a fall, so I've already got the Kabuto. I'm just waiting on the Kabutops, and it automatically like wins me the game pretty much in this matchup. Yeah. There's the Bisharp. There's the energy. Here's the 70 damage. Yeah. GG. I don't have any more basics left. Do I put it on a coin flip, or do I take this for sure 40 damage, right? Like, that's the question here. Yeah, I just take the 40 damage for sure. There's no point in risking it on a coin flip. If they have potion, it puts them back to 30. I can still one hit KO. If they have double potion, puts them up to 50. So I would have to go Marowak EX at that point. Yeah. I wonder what other basics they're playing there. It's got to be Meltan, right? It's got to be Meltan. Dang, I want to end on a better game than that. I want to end on a better game. I want to end on a better game. I'll tell you what, we'll play one more here. I keep saying one more and then I keep playing. It's hilarious. Like, this game is just fun, man. I mean, like, it's a fun game. We're playing some pretty cool decks. It's just one of those things that I think is just really cool. So, but again, if you're on Twitch, definitely hit that follow button so that way you can be notified when I play some other decks as well. And again, I do try to stream these decks that perform well in tournaments. There are some tournaments that are being played by, you know, small individual people that are putting together tournaments. And so this deck is from a tournament that had 64 people in it, and it managed to get top 4 or top 8. But again, I just try to showcase some of the different decks you can play. This deck is pretty budget friendly as well, since I believe you can almost guarantee a Marowak EX in your first few packs. And then the other deck that I played, which was Victory Bell and Exeggutor, only has one EX as well. So these are pretty budget-friendly decks if you're, you know, somebody that's trying to, you know, build budget decks that are pretty competitive. Definitely a step up from the Primeape Diglett deck that I, you know, made whenever the game really was first getting going. So again, just really cool decks that you guys could potentially have some fun with. And again, I just hope that you enjoy the content. And I hope you come back for more and check out some more of the videos. But I definitely try to help out budget decks and, you know, big bad decks like those Pikachu EX decks and so on. So that way you have a little bit of a best of both worlds. Not going to get too crazy in terms of, you know, the stuff that I talk about. Most of the stuff I talk about is going to be game related. Sometimes, you know, can get a little bit diluted with some of the other stuff that, you know, happens. But let's talk about this game real quick. So they Vulpix and block my attack, but if I evolve, it doesn't matter. If I had Giovanni, it would be a knockout. I'm going to evolve. It takes that condition off of my Pokemon. And then I'm just going to punch for 40. And even if they evolve, Giovanni still gets me there because I believe Ninetales has 90 HP, if I remember right. Okay, red card. So it's a -2 for me, but again, my cards were kind of dead. So there's the Fossil, there's the Kabutops. No Kabuto. Let's see if they flip heads again. All right, so that's a Tails. You'll notice they started pivoting to the other Vulpix, by the way. Fossils are effing weird. What makes you say that? So this looks like a one prize deck, by the way, that I'm playing against. It looks like one prize fire. So this is Blaine's Ninetales with one prize is the way it looks right now. So probably going to get Ninetales right here. And then got to be on alert for the Blaine. Oh, wow. Okay, they are playing EXs. So there's the Moltres. There's the X speed. So they're going to probably try to turbo right here into some more energy. So that way their Ninetales can actually do something. Yep. They've already flipped 2 tails. So I would expect 2 heads here. When I tried this deck, I could never get the Fossil line. Dude, I hear you on that, man. Mob said Victory Bell can't. Wow. So Victory Bell can't snipe fossils. That's crazy. Dude, I said 2 heads, not 3. What are you doing? What's wrong with you? So I can put damage on Moltres now, or I can Sabrina. If I Sabrina, I'm basically like retreating for them though. This is a really tough line here. 40 puts it at 100 with no energies attached, and then I can just Sabrina. But I have to be aware of Blaine. I don't think I can evolve. I think I just have to put another energy here. I don't think Sabrina is the right line. I've seen a video of Victory Bell working on fossils. Interesting. I mean, like, all you have to do is queue it up, right? Just get somebody to private match you and then just like set up the scenario. Yes, this should be a retreat into Ninetales. What? Chat, where's Ninetales? Where's Ninetales, chat? All right, they've hit 5 heads on Moltres, more than makes up for their misses earlier. I don't think Giovanni changes my math here. I think it's just, I mean, I attach an energy. I hit for 40. I mean, now with a potion, Marowak EX can one-shot him. Kabuto into Kabutops and Giovanni would one-shot Moltres. There's the Ninetales finally. Should be a Blaine here, right? Should be a Blaine or a Giovanni. Probably Blaine, right? I don't think they play Giovanni. Yep. Cool. Cool. Yep, send in the Cubone. Okay, there's the Kabuto. I don't think it matters where I put the energy, really. And then we'll just try to chip away at this Marowak. If they Sabrina the Kabuto, that hurts. Right? Sabrina the Kabuto hurts here. Probably game losing. Yep, there's the Sabrina. Yep, and then they have the Moltres EX on the bench here to clean up. So this should be a loss, right? I don't think there's any way to win this game. I don't think so. I guess the 5 energy is going to end up being kind of huge, right? I mean, if your opponent flips 5 heads, you're probably going to lose most matchups. So, eh. I see 7 in deck, 4 in deck. Yeah, Marowak EX being so low in my deck kind of hurt. Yep. GG. Yeah, I don't think there's anything I could do there except maybe make my opponent not flip heads. I think my lines were Marowak EX heads. Opponent doesn't draw or doesn't flip 5 heads. Oops, I forgot to send the thanks. And have a basic so Sabrina doesn't knock out my Kabutops. Or Kabuto, right? Those are my 3 lines. So, and all 3 of them had to go wrong for me to lose that game. Is kind of where I think it stands. So it happens. All right, here we go. Going first. What are we up against? Fire. Another fire deck. Fire. So I'm going to get first evolve. I have Fossil Pokeball, so I have Cubone as well, or double Cubone. Moltres, Ponyta, and Research. Okay, I think I'm gonna save the Research, by the way. So like to me, Research right here, this is a prime example. Playing Professor's Research does not advance my game state. All it does is add more cards to my hand, and then if I get red carded, it gives me 1 less Professor Research. If I hold it, play it on my second turn, I can evolve and use the cards that I actually draw. I can pivot if I need to pivot. And if I get red carded, well, my opponent just -1, and I still have double Professor Research in my deck. This is a prime example of why I think Professor Research should be a card that you hold sometimes. I don't know if I'm going to win the game. Like, probably not if my opponent flips 5 heads. But I'm just trying to put myself in a position where the game at least gives me a chance to win the game, right? Yeah, we're running this back, bro. 3 tails. Take that, bro. 3 tails, bro. So now I'm going to fish for the other Marowak. Okay. Deck is just like, no, have a Marowak EX and like it. We're going to Growl. If I get red carded, I get red carded. Like, I think playing the Marowak EX there is acceptable. But also, now the play that my opponent just did now gives me the chance to high roll the hell out of this game. Right? Two heads, acceptable. Let's get ready to flip these heads, baby. Let's go. Game, why do you hate me? Why do you hate me, game? Game. Why do you hate me? What did I do, RNGesus? What did I do to you to make you hate me more than anybody else in the world? What did I do? That's all I want to know. That's all I want to know. Game, RNGesus, please tell me, what did I do to deserve this? To deserve this hate? What did I do? I have to potion, but potion does not put me out of range of Ninetales Blaine. Right? Ninetales Blaine just kind of F's my life. If I Sabrina, I'm just going to bring out a Ponyta. Doesn't matter. I have to retreat and start going in with Kabutops, right? Yeah. I think I have to retreat and go in with Kabutops. I think that's my only line. I think that's my only line. Because if I stay in and get Ninetales Blaine, I'm cooked. And I don't think that there's any reason for me to evolve the other Cubone. Like next turn, I can attack with any three of my Pokemon if I need to. If I draw the base Marowak, I'm still in pretty good shape. Okay. This is a tough game. The game got exponentially tougher, exponentially more tough when I did not draw or flip double heads. So, thank you, RNGesus. Thank you for ruining my life. Cool. Pretty Rapidash. It's a pretty card, huh? Look at that. That's pretty. Well done. All right. Opponent's just going to let me KO this, I guess. Yeah, let's put energy on Cubone. Get our heal on. Knockout. 2 more to go. So, best case scenario, they send in Rapidash, and then I am able to use Sabrina. Okay, so they have the Ninetales. So they have the Ninetales, huh? Okay, okay. Well, that I can heal for 50, 60. Okay, red card. Okay, good, good. Good red card. Okay. Well, you don't have Blaine or Geo. You don't have Blaine or Geo, so because you've already used a supporter for turn. Okay, you're retreating. Perfect. and you're going to try to swing chip. Okay. Chip damage. All right, so I just Sabrina here, right? Because Ninetales is the best card that they can have against me. So they send in Vulpix. I knock it out. I'm in really good spot. I'm in a perfect spot. Yeah, I'm in a perfect spot. This is a perfect spot. So 70 damage. So I do want to evolve this. Because if they Sabrina again, I can send in the Marowak. It doesn't get killed. Okay. Here we go. One prize away. So second Sabrina here is game if they don't play another basic. So some pretty good win conditions here. Some pretty good win conditions. Yeah, perfect. Still a win condition. So there's the Sabrina. So I just sent in base Marowak. I'll let them do 40. That's cute. I just retreat. Put another energy on Marowak. Put him on a clock. So I'm assuming they have Ninetales in hand, right? At this point, they have to have Ninetales in hand. Ninetales are Blaine, right? 7 cards in deck. 2 of them are Blaine. And 2 of them are Ninetales. So out of their 7 total cards, that's 4 of them that probably just don't matter. They can't, like, this should be game, right? Yeah, I have the Giovanni, so it doesn't matter. Hey, all right, this is a good game to end on, honestly. This was just a grindy game where we had to take kind of an interesting line to get to the spot that we wanted. We got red carded, it hurt, but we still had enough good cards in our deck to be able to pull this one out. We didn't evolve too early, we didn't evolve too late. It was just right. So we'll go ahead and just Giovanni here. Extend the handshake. GG. All right. Y'all, very good games. Again, I hope you guys enjoy this. I hope you guys enjoy the content. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to come watch. And this will pretty much wrap up the stream. Played a lot of good games here. Probably like close to 20 games here. I think we dropped maybe 2 of them. Like maybe 2 games the entire stream. So really good stream in terms of performing, getting good performance out of the decks. Shout out to Loic. Shout out to Hat. Really, really good decks. I hope you guys come back and watch some more content. Let me see if I can raid somebody. Keep this train going. How do you like the Kabuto deck? Kabuto deck is really good because Kabutops just completely walls a lot of the aggressive decks. The issue is just seeing the Kabutops. Like, if you see the Kabutops, you're in really good shape. There's games where you're going to get potentially donked by like grass decks and stuff. But I think overall, man, like these are 2 very strong decks to keep in mind for the foreseeable future when it comes to Pokemon Pocket. Like that's legitimately what I would tell everybody. Like if you're on a budget, you don't have a lot of EXs, I would try these decks out because some of these decks have great matchups against 2 of the better decks, which are Electric and Water. And then against Psychic, pretty solid matchups as well. So yeah, I enjoy both these decks. Head to head, I would probably lean towards the Victory Bell and Execute deck just because of the type matchup. But like honestly, you can't go wrong with either of these 2 decks. They're very fun. They have a nice ceiling in terms of skill and learning how to play the game and play these decks at a high level. I think that these decks are both great. Like you can't really go wrong with either of them. But again, shout out to y'all for jumping in. I'm gonna give somebody a raid. Somebody that I honestly, I don't know them, but I want to give back to people that gave back to me. So I'm going to send you guys to another channel. But again, appreciate y'all, and hope you guys come back for some more. If you're on YouTube, check out some more of that content. Appreciate you.